I know, it's been a while. Hey, big head. We got Mel TV. So back in late January, early February, I made an announcement on my IG, you got mail underscore TV, that I had moved to another IG. But what I think I did not mention was that I moved on to another YouTube channel as well. I have been operating another YouTube channel for about 3 months now, pretty successful, hence why you have not seen me on here. My plan was to operate both, to upload content on both channels, but working and still being a caregiver for my mom, it's not practical. So and the content is drastically different. There I talk about some awareness as far as Alzheimer's and education, caregiving tips and things like that. And on here, of course, I talk about entertainment, things that's in the news, what's going on now, top of the blogs type information. So that one will definitely, the other channel will be a moneymaker. This one is a hobby. So I will be on here periodically if there's something that I just have to review, like Insecure. So here goes. So the episode opens up with Issa on the phone saying she don't fool with Molly no more. And I'm like, girl, yeah, Molly should have been around. And so there's this hilarious show that's going on in the background. It's with, I think her name is Terry J. Vaughn. She played Lavita Alizé somebody on the Steve Harvey show. Was it the Steve Harvey show? Steve Harvey show. And it's one of those murder mystery TV shows. And they have Ray J on there, and he's like the ex-boyfriend who's a suspect. And then they have Portia from the Atlanta Housewives, and she's on there as the best friend, talking about how she think Ray J did it. It's hilarious. And shows like that are not a joke. I don't like to watch them because they're just too graphic and too sad, but there was a hilarious spin on that. I think it was called Finding Keisha or some shit like that. I don't know. Then it shoots to Issa and Condoleezza Rice. What's the Condola? They're having a conversation. And you remember Condola from last season? She kind of popped up during the latter end where she met Issa and they began to work on or collaborate with Issa's block party that she plans to launch. And so they are organizing a mixer that's going to be at Issa's apartment. And I was watching with like so much, because I'm just waiting for it to come out, for it to be revealed how they know each other in this mutual friend that they have. But it didn't come out in this scene. And so that scene was 4 months prior to Issa being on the couch having a conversation saying it's a wrap for Molly. Side note. And so then it shows Issa having a self-care Saturday. She invited Molly over and they were doing yoga, smoking weed, just doing hood rat stuff with their hood rat selves. They were updating each other on what's going on in their life, and Issa was just talking about how she's trying to grow, she's trying to become a better person, and you know, she don't have a man, she don't have a job, but sis is very optimistic. Like, I love Issa, and I really admire her growth, and it's only been one episode. And Molly shares that she's still fooling with Asian Bae. I'm trying to figure out when Asian Bae came in the picture. I believe he came in the picture when they went to Coachella last season and they met. But she's still having relations with Asian Bae. Child, and then the next scene like totally threw me. Issa is being nailed or kind of nailed by this TSA security guard, and he can't get it right. And Issa's like, yeah, this position isn't really, you know, working for me. It's presenting some issues because she's saying his momentum is just too much, and that can be painful. So they try like 2 or 3 different positions, and finally missionary worked. And child, oh my God, he looks so smooth like a seal. Like, shout out to all the big brothers. child. And so, of course, we know Issa just have a thing for boys, but I'm glad that this seems pretty, I don't know, it seems like there's an understanding that she knows this ain't going nowhere. You're gonna come over here, you're gonna blow my back out or something like that, and you're gonna give me what you took from the TSA gate. Deal? So I'm reminded last season Condola and Tiffany worked together. So the next scene is but Issa and Condola, they're having a conversation, organizing a mixer, and Tiffany walks in because initially I was like, what the hell is Tiffany doing here? But they work together. And so she comes in and she's looking like, like, oh my God, I have to say something because she knows about Condola, and I hope it's Condola. Anyway. She knows about Condola and Lawrence, and Issa does not. So there was so much awkwardness in the room, and finally Tiffany announced it. And you could cut the tension with a knife. It presented so much awkwardness, and you know Issa is always in some awkward situation. Issa tried to call Molly, but of course that bitch unavailable. So we know how Issa loves to make up these little mini movies in her head or whatever, and so it cuts and shows Lawrence and Condola getting it in at Tiffany's baby shower, and just in different rooms, various positions, and then Condola makes a comment. She was like, you can pop my tags off, I can keep my clothes. So side note, what I forgot to include, Molly and Issa went shopping for the mixer. I believe it was for the mixer, but anyway, they went shopping and they were in this retail store, and Issa has this thing that I typically do, return. And she, you know, checks out, and old girl was just like, you can't keep doing this. Mind your business, dandelion. So yeah, Issa, not only is she all in her feelings and in her head about how Lawrence is screwing Condola, but she's also adding some commentary in there like, oh, you can pop my tags. Like, Issa, stop, girl. Back to the retail store. Molly asks Issa, is it okay if Nathan comes to the mixer, because Asian Bae asks her. No, Nathan asks Asian Bae to ask Molly to ask Issa, and Issa was just like, no. I'm not sure if I'm interested in seeing Nathan. He did something to make me mad last season, besides ghosting her, and I don't remember what it was, but I don't know. We can leave him in season 3. Condola goes over to Lawrence's house, and she shares with him that, hey, I know your ex, and we've been working together for a while, and we're kind of friends. And he's like, who? And she's like, Issa. That's who I've been helping with the mixer, the person I've been telling you I've been working with. It's Issa, your ex. And so she asks, how long have they been together? And he's like, 5 years. And she's like, oh, that's a problem. And for me, I guess it would be too. I want y'all to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. What would you do? So you've been friends with new girlfriend for about a month or so. Y'all kind of, you know, developed a bond quickly. You've been hanging out, having fun, but also you're helping her launch a new, I don't know, project. And you find out that you're dating her ex-boyfriend. You didn't know. So do you still honor the girl code even though it's been less than a month or so that you've been knowing each other? And I kind of made up that timeline a month. I think it hasn't been that long because that damn season 3 went away and then come back to like a year and a half later. So I don't know what the damn time lapse is, but it seems like they just picked right back up. So but let's just say it's been 4 months, because that's where the episode picked up 4 months prior or 4 months after Issa on the couch. So let's say you've been knowing someone for 4 months. Y'all have become friends, or you're building a friendship, and you find out that you are currently dating her ex that you have feelings for. Do you honor the girl code? I believe I would, but that bitch would have to be the best friend to me. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. I would let it go with Lawrence. I would definitely honor the girl code. Condola and Lawrence were supposed to go on a date that night. Condola was like, I need time to think about this. Understandably so. So she, you know, calls off the date and goes home. Oh, and also, I guess Lawrence, he's grown from being a boy. Because y'all know I ain't too much care for Lawrence. He just, I don't know. He remind me of somebody that I just loathe so much. But he did tell Condola, hey, don't stop working her on account of me. It seems like she needs your help. Keep working with her. So that was honorable or whatever. So now they're at the mixer, and Issa has this hood rat tenant in her building that has a thing for Issa's brother. And Issa's like, well, you know my brother is gay. And she's like, okay, so my baby daddy gay. And I'm like, it's toxic. Why would you? But yeah, so they're setting up for the mixer, and Condola arrives. Who's a very pretty girl, by the way. I didn't notice that too much last season, but she is a very pretty lady. She arrives, and of course it's awkward, and they like, hey girl. Yup. Hey. Yup. And I'm like, ugh, like I totally felt that moment because I'm a super awkward person too. So yeah, that was awkward because neither one of them have violated each other, but it's just the fact of knowing we're developing this friendship and I'm screwing your ex, and damn it, you screwing my ex. And I think there's still feelings there for Lawrence. Why, I don't know, but Asian Bae and Molly are en route, and he tells her, hey, no, I think they were discussing a date, and he tells her, I can't do it that date. I'm actually going on a date with someone else. I'm seeing other people. And she's feeling away, you can tell, but she tries to brush it off like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, that's cool. And it wasn't cool. But here's the thing, Molly, you made it clear that we're just having fun. There's no strings attached. Like, we just kicking it, we just hanging out. And I don't know, you made that clear. So I'm trying to figure out if something changed with how you felt during that process. Your ass should have said something. And I think it was nice of him to at least mention that, you know, hey, I'm seeing someone else, so whatever we have going on, it can stay like this because I don't want it to go anywhere, like we agreed. So yeah, I'm seeing someone else. Molly, that's what you wanted, right? So yeah, her feelings torn up, but I don't know, girl. You decided to play the game, so you gotta follow the rules. And so instead of her, like I said, communicating when she felt like her feelings for him were changing, or at least in that moment when he brought it up, hey, I'm seeing someone else, for her to go ahead and say how she felt, she just started acting real cold and acting funny throughout the entire mixer. And he asked her what was wrong. That was her second or third opportunity to say, and she still didn't. And he ended up leaving without her. And she was in a bag the entire night. Like, go figure. Molly. So, cut scene to my girl Kelly. I love Kelly. And she provided some much needed comedic relief to this episode because it was so tense and awkward. But she mentions to Issa that this Kenny Rogers looking ass dude wants to offer her $5,000 to have sex with him. And she's like, so girl, just let me know, you say the word. And I'm like, why the hell she... Why she gotta say the word? Kelly, you know that's what you want to do. Get your bag, sis. We not judging. Maybe a little, but go ahead. You grown, do you? And Issa like, no, I'm not gonna give you the word. Don't really know what you're talking about. But Kelly's logic was, the more I get them liquored up, the more intoxicated funds you can get. She was willing to take one for the team. Kelly is a fool. Well, Issa looks back and she sees Tiffany and Condola and I think Molly and some other people talking. Shout out to Paula J. Parker, who was in this episode too. We haven't seen her film in a long time. The last time I saw her, she was on R&B Divas. And I did not like her. If you don't remember who Paula J. Parker was, this old girl from Friday who was like, Craig, her loud ass. So she makes a cameo. Shout out to Issa for looking out, because Paula J. Parker has been saying that she's been blackballed in the industry. Her logic to me didn't make sense. She said it was because she married some Negro from Memphis. And I'm from Memphis, so I know the Negroes here. But girl, he didn't bring you down that much, did it? It's possible. It's possible. Shout out to Issa for providing work to the elders, because is that right to call her elder? But you know what I mean. Issa's brother is DJing, and the mixer took a turn for the worse when all you heard was, all your ladies pop up like this. Ha! I was like, hell no. So Issa was turned around and she was like, hell no. And she was like, what you doing? He was like, I had a request. And she was like, nigga, you ain't a real DJ. And then Hood Rat Tenant, she grabs the mic and she like, y'all, it's gonna be an after party and such and such. And she like, Issa grabbed the mic, she's like, it's not gonna be an after party. And she took this opportunity to explain to everyone there what her vision was, because prior to that, what I didn't mention is she was having conversations with different investors, but she was sharing with them different information. Like she was telling one investor this and another one something totally different. So she cleared all that up, and she was just very transparent. She shared how she wanted, or what she wanted to see in Inglewood as far as bringing, you know, the black-owned businesses together. She didn't say all this, but kind of, you know, getting rid of all that gentrification and redlining and all of that. But she wanted the community to thrive, you know, circulating the black dollar, blah, blah, blah. That was my interpretation. Y'all know I can get real deep. But, and so things turned around because she started to get the investments that she needed for the block party. And again, here's Molly. She was just draining this episode. So they're cleaning up. The mixer is over, and Molly is acting funny. That is so annoying. I cannot stand when people don't use their words. Like, bitch, what's wrong with you? I'm not a mind reader. I'm not about to kiss your tail. Bitch, what's wrong? And so she shares with Issa, you know, I'm just disappointed that you still chose to work with I can't think of the girl name. Condola. She was like, I'm disappointed you still chose to work with her after finding out that she's dating Lawrence. And Issa was just like, you know what? It's cool. It's no big deal. I'm going to, you know, push through it. I'm not going to let it, you know, deter me from, you know, my goal or whatever. And she was just like, well, sis, you know, it don't have to be this messy. But I just think you like that shit. Issa a better woman than I would have ever been, because I would have read her like a dictionary. Like, Molly has more issues than Vogue, but that was just projection at its finest, because your life screwed up, so you're telling Issa that her life is screwed up. And granted, Issa has, like, you know, she's had some things going on, but nothing any of us haven't encountered, right? Like, she just have typical shit going on, financial issues, don't we all? Or we have at some point. Relationship issues, everyone does. Like, I don't know, and it's hard, at least for me, to be very vulnerable with people. So if I was just thinking, if that was me, like, for me to share like what's going on in my life with you, and you turn around and be like, girl, your life don't have to be that messy, you like that shit, I'm just trying to hold you accountable. I'm self-accountable. Let me calm down. I don't know these folks. And so Issa brushed it off. You know, she was just like, oh, you know, okay. And you could tell Issa was feeling the way, but she didn't address it. And I feel like she should have checked her ass right then and there. But I understand it's TV and that this has to stretch throughout the season. Hence why she was in the beginning of the episode saying on the phone, hey, I don't fool with Molly no more. So, and so then after Issa walks away from that conversation with Molly, she proceeds to text old boy and apologize and try to explain. My nerves. Like, you had the opportunity to do so, and then you come and you try to clean it up in a text message. And I'm not one to want to have important conversations via text message, but yeah, she had the opportunity to tell him while they were there, because he asked her what's wrong, and you know, nothing. Very passive aggressive. Like, passive aggressive behaviors make my head like so yeah, she texts him as she just told Issa that her life was messy and she ain't have to live that way. Like, girl, sweep around your own damn front door. Condola, she goes back to Lawrence's house, and and they hit it off or something like that. And his stroke game is just as weak as TSA dude. I don't know his name. We're gonna call him TSA dude. Because we know that Lawrence can do better because we've seen him do better. So Condola girl, you getting the short end of the stick. No pun intended. That was season 4, episode 1 of Insecure. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought of this episode and how you predict the season to play out. And I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.